Welcome back to Sea Glass Archaeology, everybody. This has been a day I've been looking forward to for the longest time. I'm finally back out on the shorelines, feeling great, and I've got something amazing that I get to share with you. Take a look at this behemoth of a piece of bonfire sea glass. We can see that it's got a whole bunch of inclusions on it on this side. I'd imagine it weighs about 3 ounces to 1/4 of a pound. And you're gonna find sea glass like this in a place that was used for rubbish disposal, where they would have burned all their discards before throwing it into the ocean. I just thought that was so neat how this piece camouflaged on that piece of concrete, almost like they were meant to be together, but this one's coming home with me. Now take a look at this crazy find right over here, everybody. Over at the high tide mark where I'm getting pushed up, I just came up with a big rig. It's a majorette, and I'm imagining that it just came out of the slurry over the last few months. I better not get wet here, because it still has a lot of paint on it. It's missing all its tires, so it's gonna take a real good mechanic to put this one back together. But it's a really good indication as well that people used to discard, and they still discard it into the past few generations into your area. If you're finding a new car like this one, that was probably made in the last 30 years. It's always so frustrating, everybody, when I can see that there's a lot of rich sea glass bearing material on the ground, and then it's covered in a bunch of seaweed or kelp, and then that's covered with an ice cap of snow. It's still great to be out here walking the shorelines and sharing my day with you. Take a look at this really unique piece of concrete, everybody. I've never seen anything like this before, where all of the bricks are just layered at one level, and then later on they just threw in some big ocean stone, some concrete, some smaller stuff, and it all mixed together. Right next to it, you can see there's another piece that's almost as unique, but without the bricks. It's got some iron in it, some huge rocks. Woo! Okay, everybody, so I just got really wet right there, and that's okay, because I'm having a great time. I'm gonna get around the waves, around the kelp, and we're gonna go check out a new spot here before my feet freeze. Here we are, everybody. I'm very carefully trying to get to my home beach. You can see that there's a lot of snow that just hit the ground, and these rocks are extremely slippery, making this 10 times more dangerous than it normally would be. Maybe about 20 times more dangerous, but I love adventure. I love having a good time, and it's been far too long since we did this. So let's very carefully get off of the snow-covered area and go see what we can find. Here I am, everybody. I'm on my home beach, a place that I've been looking for sea glass for 15 seasons now. I have found some amazing artifacts out here as well, and it's also one of my favorite places in the world to just come with my children and hang out and play. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of seaweed that's mixing with all of the rocks. It doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of places to go look for sea glass, and I've been checking here every single day, but it's hard to come down because my doggie's 15 years old now, and her legs are really failing on her, so she can't come down those rocks that we just went on. So usually I just walk up on the top, I take a good look, and I see if I can come down or not, and I haven't been able to come down in forever because the seaweed has just been going to right where the tide line hits. But today we're going to take a quick walk here, and hopefully we're going to find something, fingers crossed. As I get closer to these piles, I can really see that there's not going to be a lot of place to look for sea glass. There's not going to be a lot of place to look for anything, but we're still going to give this beach a bit of a scour. It's absolutely beautiful to come here in the winter time as much as it is in the summer, and just bask in the natural glory and the beauty of this place. I love to say that I live in a postcard, and now that I'm talking, I just want to show everybody something right here, which I just noticed. Take a look at this right inside the cove. Here, I'll get a little bit closer without getting into danger so you can understand. But you can see all of this ocean rock has been pushed up by the high tide during a violent storm. It's kind of wild. It just goes to show that if you got caught out here in a storm, you'd end up in the bottom of Davy Jones's locker, or you'd end up pressed up against all of these rocks right over here. And then it's really wild because you can see these little trails right behind me, and that's probably going to be fox that come down here looking for something to eat, maybe looking for birds. Things wash up here all the time, and in the winter time they don't have as much to eat, so this is a great place to shop. Check it out, everybody. There's a drone, and it's right underneath this little cliff, which I'm not sure I want to go under, but we're going to do it real quick here. I'm going to be quiet. You can see there's some rocks right there, and they could fall right now, but I was just checking out this with all of the rocks that were pushed up, and right over here where it's cleaned out, there's a drone. I wasn't kidding when I said you could find absolutely anything out here, everybody. Take a look at this. I found a drone and it was pushed up here against the shoreline on the opposite side where all of those rocks are. Now, I'm going to take a look at who made this. It says it was made by Holly Stone or Holy Stone. So we're going to go online and see how much this is worth. And it's really, really too bad that it's missing the components with the memory and whatnot, or else we wouldn't be watching a sea glass archaeology video. We'd be watching whatever it is this person was filming before they lost their drone. And it's kind of wild with the ocean out there and ocean currents. Absolutely anything could wash up here. So this could be something that was really local, or it could be something that came from far away a long time ago, but not in a galaxy far, far away. Either way, this is kind of wild. You know, when I was a kid, I'd play with little dinky toys. And nowadays, the kind of toy that people would play with would be like something like this right over here. Anyways, it's kind of wild. I can't believe this washed up. It's an absolute first for me, everybody. It's a drone, and I just got it cut in my hair, so that would be the first haircut I had in 4.5 years. Now, there's a lot of you out there wondering where I've been, and I've received a lot of messages for the past couple of weeks asking where I've been as well, and I really, really appreciate that. So thanks so much for your concern and noticing that I was gone. The truth is, guys, that this last cruise ship season, I was working 22-hour days just making stuff, selling stuff, and it really broke me down. And then I found myself really, really ill for a couple of months. But fortunately, I'm doing a lot better right now. Now, there's not a lot of stuff to find out here. The rocks are crumbling off the shoreline right over there next to me as well. So I'm going to share some other videos that I took with you right now. So I've been on the shorelines for about 20 minutes, and I just made my first great find of the winter 2023 season. I wanted to share it with you. Here it is. You can see it's an absolutely beautiful piece of turquoise, probably from a Hemingway 42 insulator. Let's put a picture right in the video right now. Here's a few more great colors, everybody, and it's kind of neat because I found this old piece of concrete, and you can see that they just used big rocks as filler with small rocks, and obviously it doesn't stand the test of time if it's sitting here by the ocean. So these nice pieces of lavender and purple really fit with the other pieces of purple, and this one right over here, this nice shade of aqua blue, it's probably from about a 1900 to 1910 soda beverage bottle, very local as well. A really nice piece of pink ceramic tile drew me over to where the seaweed was. And then I looked down a little bit in front of it, and you can see there's a really beautiful shade of blue. This might actually be a piece of Art Deco glass. This could be from the Bohemian Glass Company, or this actually could be something that was made around the turn of the century. It's a beautiful bright hue of blue, and it's the kind of color that I wish I found in every pile. Check it out, everyone. Right where the tide is pushing in, there's a nice piece of cobalt blue. It's got a little bit of an edge to it. This is probably from a Brahmo Seltzer bottle and not a Vicks, just judging by the edge. Right over here, there's another tile. And I also found this piece about a minute or two ago, and we can see that I dropped everything. What I was going to say is you can see it's got a little transition strip, and that tells us this is from a TV. And then underneath my hand, I found a nice piece of green ceramic. It's got the footing from the bottom over here. Maybe I can find something online that's really cute, that's comparative to this find. I also found this really super thick piece of green. It's not the best aged piece, but it's a nice dark color. And this could have been from something like an oval type of a whiskey flask, is what my hypothesis would be. It's pretty thick, so it's going to be early century as well. It's amazing the variety of tiles that I find, and I didn't find any orange or black yet, but I absolutely love them all. I love all of these finds over here. It's been a great little trip so far. I really just love being on the beach and being able to share this with all of my friends out there. Here I am, everybody. It's a day off, and I had to get my son's goalie pads restrapped, so I figured I'd stop by Value Village. I love going in housewares. It's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. And I found this beautiful antique amber ashtray just sitting here with a whole bunch of common ones. Now, it's really great because when you see a big, thick piece like this, it kind of speaks to the fact that when we find a nice piece of amber on the beach, it's not necessarily from a beer bottle. It could be from something beautiful like this ashtray that I'm going to add to my collection because I absolutely love ashtrays. They were just such a period thing. Everybody had a nice ornate piece on every single table in their house, and this one over here is no exception. And a beautiful bottle like this would probably fool the novice collector into thinking that it actually is something that's very old. But when we see that anti-slip embossing and a second one right over here as well, It's definitely a dead giveaway. And look at these beautiful salt and pepper shakers. Absolutely like little babushkas that my Ukrainian family would have when I was younger. Such cute little salt and pepper shakers. Right over here, we got some beautiful, it's not the willow pattern, but you can see, really ornate, nice piece. Definitely not worth $12 though. Oh, look at this right over here, everybody. It looks like somebody put a rock on the stem of this wine glass. That is so wild. Take a look at this beautiful piece right over here. Absolutely carnival glass. Here's a few more really unique colors, everybody, that you just don't see in everyday glassware, but you see in Pyrex dishes, baking dishes as well. So we've got this really nice soft lavender, and then we've got this really dull gray as well. And then down here, I noticed there's a beautiful Pyrex. We can see it's actually made by Pyrex, and it's a nice soft purple. And these are some great pieces. I wish I could take them all home with me, but I have to be really selective because I just don't have the space. Look at this one right over here. We know it's very modern because it says microwave safe on it, but there's still some outstanding colors, the colors that you just wouldn't expect to see in your standard bottles that we're used to seeing out at Make Sea Glass. Take a look, everybody. It's an Atlas bowl. Oh my gosh, I love this thing. I have an Atlas bowl in blue at home, and I have not seen the green one yet, so there's 100% probability this Atlas bowl's coming home with me. Just like walking on the beach, everybody, you can walk the same spot 100 times and see something different the next time that you pass. I'm so happy I just found this Atlas bowl, and now I'm gonna share my blue one with you in the video. Here I am, everybody. I'm back at home, and I'm so happy to show you that I now own a set. Even though they're so large, it's hard to get it inside of the whole frame, but I own a set of these amazing Atlas bowls. Now, I call them Atlas bowls because they were made by the Hazel Atlas Glass Company, but in all realism, if you look at the size of it, it almost looks like you could fit one of those big Atlas stones that strongmen lift right inside of it. Now, I know that this is a mid-century piece, maybe about 1960, but I just found that the color is absolutely fantastic, and I love the contrast of the blue square right over here on the bottom compared to the big round top. Now, these could have been fruit bowls, but typically they would have been something like a salad bowl, and they actually came with smaller little 4.75 inch or 6-inch bowls of the exact same colors, and it would have been such an amazing conversation piece. You know, I just imagine it's the 60s, life is good, employment is high, and you're gonna have a nice dinner party, and you're gonna be serving it in these beautiful Atlas bowls right over here. So this one has always been on the top right behind, if you see, where the TV is, and what I would do is I would keep my little glass fruit inside of it. I got the carrot right over here, and I've got the corn as well. And now everything in here, I actually scavenged out of the garbage a long time ago before I had kids, and there was a lot more heavy garbage that you could look through, and you could just find amazing glass, because not everybody sees the value in glass. They're just looking for like scrap metal or sometimes furniture that can still be used. And I even found some great antique toys looking through the garbage as well. So, including some Barbies that were still in the box, which was pretty amazing, from 1977, and some original ones from the 1960s, just to name a few. So I'm so happy that I have these two Atlas bowls. Maybe one day I'm gonna find some smaller bowls to go with it, and it's just great to have. I hope you enjoyed all of that, everybody. I can't believe it's been so long since I shared a video with you, but knowing how much everybody cares really means the world to me. I'm so happy that I have my health back, and I have an appreciation for how important every day is. So I hope that you're out there enjoying the day, loving life, and just appreciating everything that you have as well, because we really never know. There's an expression that I heard recently, and it's you have 99 problems until your health is one of them, and then you only have one problem. So I'm so happy to be out here right now, just making the most of every day and being able to share a bit of my time with you. So thanks so much for all of your love, everybody. I'm really looking forward to keeping this up and getting back out here again real soon.